Hey folks, we're back again with some more content fresh off the dev server. So forgive me if this lacks my usual production quality. I'm just trying to get some quick content out to you guys as fast as I can with this. This is all, new stuff right off the dev server. We're going to go through and preview the entire Israeli tech tree. Starting with the bottom up, we're going to go through rank 4, 5, 6, and 7 and take a quick look at every aircraft that is going to be going live for Israel on day one, at least that's available to look at so far in the dev server. So let's jump in and get started. First up is the S-199. This is a post-war Czechoslovakian version of the World War II Bf-109, the famous German fighter, that was produced after the war, and Israel purchased a whole bunch of them. Interestingly, this aircraft was the first plane that the Israeli Air Force got any air-to-air kills with. So I've been looking forward to this being added to War Thunder for a long time. This is a very interesting aircraft, and I will definitely have a full review of this one eventually. Next up is the P-51D 20NA Mustang. This is a version of the familiar P-51 from the American tech tree, and comes with some unguided rockets that you can take for some quick air-to-ground punishment. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard P-51. Next up is the B-17G, another American plane. This is going to be the only traditional prop bomber that the Israeli tree gets any access to, which makes sense historically. It's a B-17G. It's got enormous bomb load, really good defensive armament, with the turrets and machine guns all over the place, decent speed, for a prop bomber. I think this one is going to get an enormous amount of use once the Israeli air tree is in the live game. Next is the Spitfire Mark 9C. This is a multi-role version of the Spitfire. It's got the normal, heavy cannons and good maneuverability and everything that you're accustomed to. It also has bombs and unguided rockets. So this is going to provide some early multi-role capability to the Israeli tech tree. That leads into the Spitfire LF Mark 9, the clipped wing version of the plane. This is a very high performance turning dogfighter. So get ready to have some close-in fun with this. The only premium prop aircraft available for Israel is going to be Ezer Weizman's Spitfire LF Mark 9. If you're curious who that is, by the way, he was the president of Israel back in the 1990s and was a former fighter pilot. So here's his Spitfire. You can get this one in the live game right now if you're interested in getting a head start. Moving into rank 5, we have the MD-450B. This is a version of the French Ouragan jet fighter. It's an entry-level multi-role jet, and will probably be the first jet that Israeli players get in the tech tree. Next is the Meteor F Mark 8. This is a Gloster Meteor with rockets and the 4 Hispanos. I have a feeling that this is going to be a pretty strong performer in the tech tree. Excited to take a look at it once the game goes live. The Meteor NF Mark 13 is a radar-equipped night fighter version of the Gloster Meteor. Interesting feature of this aircraft, in addition to the radar and the second crew member, is that the cannons are mounted very far outbound on the wings. So gun convergence is actually going to matter with this one. The last plane in rank 5 is the Votor 2A. This is a French twin-engined bomber that the Israelis used as an interceptor and a bomber. So this is going to be an interesting multi-role aircraft that Israel gets access to. You don't often see air-to-air missiles on a plane with the jet bomber spawn. Moving into rank 6, we have the A4E Early as the first option. This is a pretty standard A4 Skyhawk that we're already familiar with, just flying in the Israeli tech tree. It has a very heavy selection of ordnance that it can choose from, so this is going to be a very versatile aircraft once the tech tree goes live. Next is the MD-454 Mystère 4A, not IVA. This is another French fighter that was used by Israel. It has some great multi-role weapon loadouts and very heavy cannons. Next is the Super Mystère B2 Sahar. This is another one that I'll probably get a full review at some point. It's a heavy upgrade over the regular Super Mystère with some pretty strong multi-role weapon loadouts. This is the Super Mystère B2 Sambad. It's a Super Mystère without the chin rockets and a pair of sidewinders. Not a whole lot else to say about this one. And the only premium jet for Israel is the A4E Skyhawk. Again, very similar to what we've seen before, and I have a full review of this plane up already. Moving into rank 7, we start off with the Nesher. This is an Israeli version of the Mirage 5 fighter bomber. It's a delta-winged Mirage with some enhanced air-to-ground weapon loadouts. Very excited about this plane. There will definitely be a full review of this once the tech tree goes live. Last and definitely not least is the F4E. Looking at this one a little closer, it looks like it's going to basically be the base F4E model that we're familiar with from the American tech tree, and not any of the heavily upgraded versions that Israel produced domestically. But still very interested to see what this is going to look like once the tech tree goes live. That about wraps up the Israeli tech tree for now. As always, thanks for watching.